Hello and welcome back to a series in which we slowly lose our mind while failing at OpenTTD. And having said that, failing, the pop-up that was on the screen just as we started, just as I clicked record, that pop-up came up, is one of our grand ideas actually working. Foolish horses have done something very, very non-foolish, and the foolish horses have ended up meekly and calmly going to the depot because they are old and need to be replaced, and we can do exactly that. Genius! It worked so well that this is how I roll now with this series, which is that I was used to think, it's minor when I play multiplayer games, when I join in with other people, building sort of nice network, maybe occasionally using the odd exploit that I perhaps shouldn't, whatever, but generally coming out of it and thinking, I sort of seem to know what I'm doing with this. I seem to build quite profitable companies. I seem to do quite well. And what I'm learning now that I'm recording this for posterity is that no, just the most awful player is like, I go, oh, let's create a conditional order. Oh dear, that just sends horses permanently to the depot. But luckily, you failed at telling them to stop, so they just come back out. Yay! But this is why now. This is why I take these very, very small successes when they come, and they are small little successes. They are like, hooray, a horse actually went to a depot when it was supposed to. They're the most minor of successes. This is why I take them, because I know that this is a series in which everything is constantly going wrong all of the time, and it's my own fault. And, well, what? I can't think why that is. Honestly, surely it's nothing to do with the fact that while you're doing this, you're concentrating more on whatever nonsensical tangent you've gone off on than actually trying to play it. Which I noticed this. So I watch other people when they play this, and no, I do sometimes enjoy sticking on a Twitch stream or a YouTube video or something of an evening and watch someone play a game, and I notice one of the major differences is they actually seem to play the game. They actually seem to explain what they're doing rather than the game sort of just happening as kind of incidental side detail. Yes. Now, was that enough to re-trigger it? No. So it needs to do that. And now this has gone horribly, horribly wrong. So there we go. Right. That's better. Not buffing Billy. Yeah. This is working. It's amazing. So unused to stuff working. Great. So there we go. That's because I actually explained the conditional order. I actually went through and I said, this is what I'm doing. I'm adding this logic and it will work in this way. And hooray, it worked. So maybe we should do that. Maybe that's how we should roll over the next few episodes. Over all of the episodes, I should just say exactly what I'm doing and why. And there we go. So I'm going to clone this train because I think that is a good idea to just keep expanding this line. Because until we get to a point where, and there's kind of two things which are going to happen here which will force us to replan. So one is that the obvious one which happens sort of with a lot of things, which is we finally pick up the limestone. All of the limestone, and we have good ratings and everything's great, and we're like, yes, this is now all running fine. You don't need to add any more trains to it. The other, of course, is that with the current line as it is, with our current setup, let's not start one that's too old, is that it will start gumming up horribly because there wouldn't be enough room for all of the trains that we want to put on it. Because I'm still keeping fairly careful with the signalling and not kind of going wild and signalling everywhere and everything. It's still in this situation where we still have quite large blocks of signals. That's not a great junction. Oh, well, it's early years of the Giga Horse continuing its sort of ankle-breaking journey over the track sleepers. Giga Horse is still working, so I think it's a little bit exploity, but it is still working. I think it will probably be replaced by a copper knob one day. It's probably quite a bit more expensive than a copper knob, actually. Let's have a look at that. So a copper knob will cost us 24,000. 2 horses cost us no. You get many horses for the cost of a locomotive, so that is not a factor. The Giga Horse is a good invention. My word, yes. So Leicester, how did Leicester feel about us? The local authority think we're outstanding, so let's do some environmental sabotage then, while they think we're brilliant. And actually, the thing with the Giga Horse is quite long, so we need to make sure it actually fits in this passing place. Yes. Oh, good. No massive Giga Horse explosion. That's good. We do not want exploding horses. That would be bad. So, okay. So, I think 30. Yes, we can. I think these are about 28,000 each limestone couriers. We're up to 9 of them. They're quite a few of them. How are we doing? I just spend my entire time looking at that graph and going, being resoundingly beaten by the AI. Well, not beaten by the AI, but the AI has some trains now. That's interesting. It's built quite a nice little network here. Apart from the fact it's built these driving on the wrong. I would say this, but for all of the things which I've come up with about the horses and things like, oh blimey, they're low on money. Let's cover that with a bit of loan. I think that will come back. I think it's just because we've got a lot of trains running and probably not doing anything very much. Let's just loan that while we look at what the AI is doing. For all I can play about my networks, the Giga Horse maybe not being the model of historical accuracy. This one is a bit of a disaster zone in terms of 1800s faithfulness. We've got colour light signals. I don't know quite how it built that. We've got these driving on the wrong side of the tracks, and then we have these double-headed locomotives. But this is interesting because it's doing a lot better with this double heading on these limestone than maybe some of my single-headed locos would do. Yeah, so they're shifting kind of 90 tons. Actually, not quite smart. I mean, they've put enough. What the AI has done is it's put enough trains on to cope with the hills and cope with that. Mega Horse's profit is still very low, isn't it? Really struggles to make much money out of this salt. Either this just that this is a very long route and there's very slow trains, or is there a genuine salt problem? Let's leave it for now. But all of these horses are sort of struggling a little in terms of making money, and so anyway, we don't need that loan. So yes, it's a little bit problematic, but not going to worry about it too much. But interesting, yes, interesting seeing what this is doing. It's been sort of double tracking up the double hitting the lions, but you can also see where the AIs do start to struggle with this, which is that it's building all these hills, but these are coping. Actually, these are coping surprisingly well with the hills, and it's using the Crampton locomotive. I think the AI has decided that the Cramptons have enough power. Yeah, they don't slow down too much going over there. So that's an interesting strategy that the AI has, which is that it's actually using the Cramptons because their power, even though they don't have a huge amount of tractive effort, they can cope with going up and over these hills. So that's quite interesting. I think seeing what the AI is doing there. But yes, it's much like us. It came from quite a good base because what Further Aviator did was really grew using these road routes, which were low cost, low risk, where we were going wild with horses and just struggling to keep on top of the looking after them. Ferrari sort of did a bit of a better job with its early plans. I think it spent a lot less time battling, and now it is going for sort of the same kind of things that we've been going through, which is that we are sort of starting to expand railways because the trains are becoming much more viable. But, let's see, yeah, that's ticking up as well. But, see, we're still a bit spiky on road. Yes, ignore that. I don't care about that. Well, I do care about non-luminous bulb quite a lot. I just don't care about the message every year. That's like a yes, yearly message from non-luminous bulb. So just keep hanging by the loan. We should be. Well, this is wrong. Should really be investing it. That's giving you entirely wrong advice here, which is don't pay back the loan. Go invest it. Go build more trains, because all the time that this here at the limestone mines, all of the time that we have limestone waiting here, and we don't have a network which is hopelessly gummed up. I mean, it's busy, but it's not hopelessly busy. This possibly could do with some improvements, but this is still running okay. All of the time that that's the case, we should really just be loaning up some more money, and we should be building some more trains. So let's keep doing that. Let's actually have borrowing that works for us, that is doing something useful for us. So yes, so let's have a look at these choke points. So this is definitely slow round here. So this could be double tracked. So let's do that. Ooh, don't want plateway. No, I'm going to try to convert that. Hopefully that won't cost me too much. No, 148 to rail way up that tunnel. That's not too bad at all. So there we go. So we're going to just build that, and I think that tunnel should be okay. Just sort of have trains wait there. Yeah, put a couple more signals on. That should move more smoothly. So that's better. Still a little bit of waiting there. So we are approaching the point at which we could make this more efficient by just sort of accepting and double tracking the whole thing. I had that money a moment ago. No, I'd have just bought it and gone into debt and been sad about being in debt, so maybe it's for the best. So there we go. So this is sort of humming along now. It's going well. At least is going adequately non-badly. I just want more money. I just want to buy more trains. I wouldn't feel that a train purchasing spree is what this game needs at the moment. And I'm not able to go on one. I'm financially constrained in being able to go on a train purchasing spree. I could make a bigger loan, but I don't want to go too risky up to that side. So there we go. Let's build another train going. So that is good. And yes, so where was I at? So this really, we could start thinking about making this more efficient. Ooh, no, we can't. Not with those financials, we can't. There's no food. This one that we actually have subsidized. No, it wasn't the one that we had subsidized. Okay, so let's go back down again. Let's go back down to limescale mines. Okay, yeah. Well, that's too good to pass up. So let's check nothing is blocked. So that's a worry that something is blocked up here. No, it's not too bad. It's slow. Ooh, why is that horse doing that? I think because there's no signal stopping it from doing that. And what it has done is it's gone, well, turning round here is quicker than going around that loop. Or at least the Giga Horse has been very selfish, because what the Giga Horse has done is it's quicker for me. It blocks the route for everyone else and causes us to not have any money, but it's quicker for me. I, the Giga Horse, will just turn round, which in-game this seems to involve less coordination that I feel this would actually involve turning this through 180 degrees. But anyway, yeah, so we'll do that. So I'll just pop a one-way signal there, and that stops it routing through this bit, and that should make this more efficient at the cost of it taking slightly longer to go round. But efficiency is what we need on this now. So that is good. Wow, this explaining what I do is going surprisingly well. We haven't had an enormous tragedy for quite a while. I'm getting suspicious that I'm about to do one. So just signal that up, but a little bit, and signal there as well, because the exit signal on the station is quite important, because it's a bit where the trains are kind of going slow. It's sort of a very critical location, as it were. So these are going okay. There's still a little bit of waiting, but they're not too bad. Let's with our newfound professionalism, let's go check, make sure there's nothing getting horrendously old. Oh yes, unexpected alpacas. This is another one actually where this is a route where we could just add the depot shared order, so we could do a conditional order jump to that. Could, if someone could click accurately. There we go. So yeah, so we can do that. And then we can say, go to a depot and stop. There we go. Ooh, foolish horses. So, that's interesting. That's one that, yes, we have caught at the right time. This is all starting to work out now. Except for the fact that I don't know which horse that is. That one is... That's horse 50, so let's get rid of that. Yeah, that's working quite nicely now. These obviously will have to wait for them to go through the conditional order jump, but that's fine. Ooh, Mega Horse. Mega Horse is going to get quite old soon. In fact, the Mega Horses are on their way to becoming aged. So let's do some conditional ordering as well on these. This is it. This is my new thing now. Now that I've managed to make it actually work, which, took 2 episodes, but let's gloss over that. Now I've managed to make this actually work. I'm really pleased with it, and I'm going to just keep doing it everywhere. So, and then let's go to nearest depot and let's stop. And that should work until eventually I find that I've made some mistake and I have utter chaos happening. Ooh, coal carrying Clara. Which is horse 8. So remember the number this time. And then sell that. Excellent. Right. Okay. So those are all within acceptable parameters, as you might say. And then we go back to the Limestone Courier. Let's see how this is doing. So this is... Oh, we can afford another one of those. Let's see how these are doing. So these are starting to gum up a little bit, but... Other than that, it's still working reasonably well. So all I'm going to do is just keep exchanging these passing places for proper double track. And that's kind of all it... Or I won't. Spiking them. So this is something that happens with the incomers. As you get a long route like this, you end up with a lot of trains on it. And sometimes you end up with quite big gaps in them. And sometimes you just end up with them waiting for a gigahorse. So you end up with these long routes, a lot of trains on them, and they have very high running costs. The profit is high, but if you don't consistently always have trains going to each stop, what you end up with is a situation where you're paying out those running costs and you're kind of waiting for the... Ooh, there you go, that's good. No, that requires money. We don't have that. We loaned. We want to just... Yes, let's just pop a loan out just to get this going. Really, that whole purpose of business loans, really, just to keep it going. So, what is causing all of this fuss? I think it's a monthly thing. I think it's that we have infrastructure maintenance is coming up monthly. And so the start of the month is a really, really bad time for us. Because we end up... Oh, no, you don't. No, 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 no. Yes, I was going to say, it's a really bad time for us, the start of the month, because we pay out the infrastructure maintenance, but we're still, which is hefty, the very big bill now. But it takes us a while for the income from the trains to start rolling in, because this is where I was going. This is not constant. This is not happening kind of all the time. There's still a fair gap between train A arriving and then train B arriving. And that kind of causes this pain of we have a big expense go out, but we're quite close to margin, and it takes a while for us to recover that. So worth noting. But we're still, things are going a little better than they were. Things are going quite a lot better than they were, really. Look at the operating profit. It's spiking. You can see this spikiness in it, but we are on a kind of upward trend. We're being caught up very quickly by this AI. The railway AI is very, very good. Actually, I'm quite surprised by this, how well it's doing. This using these faster locomotives, it actually does seem to be like quite a smart move. I wonder if that is how we should do it. Use the express locomotive. No. Let's be nicely accurate. And actually, in terms of speed, I think we're doing the right thing here, really, which is just gradually optimizing this network. There we go. No collisions happened there. I don't think we had a collision net in this series. I'm quite surprised. We've certainly gone on enough risky journeys. Oh dear. Ooh, that. Yeah, let's have one of those. So I think this could be the thing which replaces the copper knob, but that can come next episode. I think we have reached our time. So next episode we will start replacing with a faster train.